What's going on? My name is Denonu, the man with the biggest and the most blackest privilege on YouTube. And in this video here, we're going to be talking about, since it's right around the corner, Avengers Infinity War, and where I think it's going to stand with Black Panther, as far as how much money that made, and where I think it stands with Deadpool 2, because that's right around the corner as well. And honestly, it's one of those things where I don't know if Avengers Infinity War is going to beat out Black Panther. I mean, I wanted to, don't get me wrong, but Black Panther was kind of like a movement to its own. You know, it was a whole lot driving that movie than, let's say, Avengers Infinity War. Although I will say Avengers Infinity War is probably going to get a whole lot more people who are, let's say, just going to see Black Panther, because I'm pretty sure there was probably a lot of people of other races who maybe don't know who Black Panther is, don't care, but they probably didn't go to see Black Panther because they thought it was just a black thing. So I think Infinity War is going to pull a whole lot of those people in. So you're going to get, like, you know, if you've been invested in any kind of way in the MCU, you're going to probably go see Infinity War versus over Black Panther. That's what I'm trying to get across. But even with those people, I mean, Black Panther made a lot of money. Like, even to date, I don't know how, I don't know if it hit $1 billion yet, but I know it was damn close. It may have even hit it already, like, you know, a few weeks ago. I don't know, but I don't follow the movie news, you know, that much. I just know it made tons of money. But Infinity War, I mean, that's a lot to take in, YouTube. I mean, it really is. It's one of those things where you have this movie that's dropping that's pretty much been 10 years in the making, and you have to meet people's expectations and then exceed them to go one step higher. And could be one of those things where it's not, I mean, I know it's going to meet my expectations, but, you know, that's because I'm a big fat comic book nerd, you know, as you can tell by my Magneto t-shirt I have on. But I'm not the average viewer. You know, the average viewer may get pumped and they may think this movie's gonna, you know, be the next thing since white toilet paper, and it's not. You know, it's not gonna meet those expectations when they go see it. And I think Infinity War is probably gonna suffer a little bit because of that. It may bring in a lot of critical acclaim, especially if, let's say, Iron Man dies or Captain America dies, or it has to be one of those two. Like, if they, you know, cop out and be like, oh man, Hawkeye got killed in Infinity War, that would be cheap as shit. And I hope to God they don't do that. But if it's one of the big two, I mean, Thor's probably not going nowhere. But if it's like Iron Man or Captain America, and let's say one of them, you know, because I know Chris Evans doesn't want to, or not that he doesn't want to do it no more, but he's like, he wants to move on to bigger and better things, you know, directing wise. And I know Robert Downey Jr. is like, he wants to end it on a really good note. So I know he can't do it forever, just given his age and everything. So they have to, you know, do something to either kill them off or recast them. And if they plan to do that, then I think that could be a really good way of bringing in a whole lot of more people, because a lot of people love, you know, their characters that, you know, that they've been doing for the past 10 years. And I think that would bring in a whole hell of a lot of more people. Let's say, like, if Iron Man got killed, that's like the mainstay of the MCU, so people will go see the movie specifically for that. It would be like, I don't want to hold this in the same regard, because it's not, but the only thing I can attribute, you know, it to be the same thing is when Superman died in the comics, where that hit like national news, and I remember like news stations and stuff running with it when I was a kid, to where everybody will go out and get or see that book specifically because it was, you know, Superman getting killed. I think if they did that, and let's say they killed off Iron Man in Infinity War, or maybe the one after it, you would see it on Facebook. The news will be talking about it just because of how big the MCU is. If they're talking about Black Panther memes and Wakanda forever, if they killed off Iron Man or like Captain America, they be damn sure gonna be talking about that too. You're gonna have little kids crying, crying in the theaters and all that stuff. So it's just one of those things where it's like, I want the movie to be as big as it can be. I mean, I want the movie to be the top comic book movie out there, period, bar none. By like, I wanted to break like $1.5 billion, billion dollars and all that stuff. That's what I wanted to do. But I just don't know if it's gonna do that, because by it being like a two-part movie, so to speak. So it's going to end on a cliffhanger. I know I said it before in a previous commentary. I want them to end Infinity War on like Thanos gets all of the, the Infinity Gems and like snaps his fingers at the end of the movie. Roll credits. That's what I want. And then have like everybody be fucked up for that next movie. Because then everybody would be wondering what happened. No Easter egg scenes showing like Iron Man or Cap still alive, preparing for part 2. No, nothing. Just end your movie right then and there. And then you can, take the ball up and run it once the second movie comes out, and then, have people see what happens. I think if they did it like that, I mean, I don't know if Avengers could beat out Star Wars, but I think that would have the biggest chance that I could see, for them to do that, because Star Wars is big by itself. I don't know if it's gonna top Star Wars and how much that grosses, but I know it's probably gonna top the last one, because I know a lot of people wasn't feeling the last Star Wars movie, so it's probably gonna do better than that. Like I said, I wanted to beat Black Panther, but that's a huge hurdle. Very huge hurdle. As far as like Deadpool 2, that's something else that might take away viewership of Infinity War, is because when Black Panther came out, you really didn't have nothing else that was dropping that was on that caliber as far as like a comic book movie. But you have, I think Deadpool drops like 1 or 2 weeks after Infinity War. So you have that's like right behind the corner when Infinity War drops. So more people are probably going to go see Infinity War like right when it comes out. But then everybody's going to jump and go see Deadpool 2 like the next few weekends, things like that. Since everybody's expecting that to be very good. So I'm expecting that to take away a little bit of the Avengers shine. But it is what it is. Avengers is going to be big no matter what they do. So, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, they're going to take that hit, but it may not be big as Black Panther, but I mean, it is what it is. This movie's going to, bring in people in its own right. So, what I'm hoping is that by the end of the second Avengers movie, whatever it's called, that probably Iron Man and Cap, they're going to probably be done. If it's Cap, I mean, I would want them to pass that shield to Bucky, and continue that, because the MCU, they have to expand their roster. I mean, I know you have like Captain Marvel coming with what's that, Secret Invasion that they got planned. You got Ant-Man bringing in a couple new people, things like that, but you have to expand on what you already have. Like with Doctor Strange, you already have Mordo, so bring in some other Doctor Strange people, like, I don't know who, but I'm pretty sure you could bring in some mystical threats. Hell, bring in like Shumagorath or something. You can give Black Widow and Hawkeye a movie. Why not? Make a movie for them. If Hulk is gonna have an ongoing thing being in other people's movies, throw him in somebody else's movie. They have to expand their roster, because right now their roster is not big enough. You have the main Avengers, the side people, and Hawkeye. But I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna do something with him, because I think they're gonna do the whole Ronin thing with him. I'm hoping they do that, because he's not in any of the Infinity War stuff. So I'm assuming maybe his family gets killed, maybe he becomes Ronin, and then they do something with him in the second one. But there's gonna be a lot to go on. Either they gotta continue on with those side characters. Like if you're gonna kill Iron Man off for a while, and I'm not expecting Iron Man 4 no time soon, but if that's the case, if they are gonna recast him, let's say down the line or whatever, then bring in Don Cheadle, make some War Machine movies. You have to progress these side characters or introduce new ones, because you can't have people leaving and then you're not replacing them with nobody, because then that's lessening your roster. I mean, I want them to be as big as like, if you ever looked at like a Marvel poster that has like everybody in it, that's what I want their universe to be on the movie side of things. But they're not there yet. I mean, hell, look at what they did in Civil War. Like, you have tons of people, don't get me wrong, but Civil War was nothing compared to the Civil War in the comic books, where you had like thousands of heroes fighting each other. You know, so they have to step their game up, and I mean, hell, I want them to even bridge the gap with the Netflix stuff. Why can't they make that happen? Like, you got Spider-Man and all of your Fox people. Yeah, you got all of that back once that deal goes through. You telling me you can't make a deal with fucking Netflix to get Luke Cage, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist, to be in, the MCU? Why can't they make that happen? I mean, I understand contracts are in place and things like that, and I know that's not the same division, but come on, it's fucking Disney. Just throw some money at them, just be like, look, we want you to make a new contract. We want you to be in this movie, but we want to pay you the same amount of money. It's like, why wouldn't they want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Unless they got something lined up or whatever. I mean, who wouldn't want to be in a movie? Just saying. I mean, because those side characters, they're a part of your universe too, so you have to, go in there and showcase that. I mean, you can't just keep them on the back burner not doing anything. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. But you have to do something more. Like, I'm expecting them to take Black Panther and make him center stage. I'm expecting him to take like Iron Man's place by his movie being so big. If they do get rid of Captain America, then I'm assuming they gotta pass that mantle to Bucky. You could do a couple movies with him to show how he's translating the character, things like that. In the comic book, they gave it to Falcon, but in the movie-wise, Falcon hasn't earned that spot yet. So, and given how the movies are going, it's more Cap and Bucky, not Captain and Falcon. In the comic books, for those of you who don't know, Bucky died like in World War II. So before, let's say, he came back as Winter Soldier, Cap was rolling with Falcon for like 30, 40 years, in like the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. So he had more play. He was like Cap's sidekick more so than Bucky was. Bucky first, but back in the day, but when he became Winter Soldier, not so much. He was like his own, type person and everything. So Falcon kind of earned that spot in the comic books, but in the movies, no. Skinny black man with wings. I mean, I like him and all. I love him in the movies that he plays in, but until they have that Bucky and Cap relationship in the MCU, he can't take that spot just yet. So I really doubt they're gonna give it to him. As far as Iron Man, I think they got to do something with him. I would hope that they recast him. I really do. I think Infinity War is the perfect place to do that in. Because you have reality warping. So let's say at the end of the second movie, I know I'll always say it, have the glove, the Infinity Gauntlet warp reality or something, and then come up with new actors. Then you can continue movies. Story-wise, it makes sense. I mean, hell, you can even bring in the X-Men, Fantastic Four. I mean, granted, I don't know how you would do it. But then again, I don't get paid to do this. I mean, I could if they pay me money. I'll think of a way to do it. But, since I'm not getting paid and I'm just a fat black guy on YouTube, then, they get paid millions of dollars. Why can't they think of a way to do this? I mean, it's the MCU. I mean, what are we, WB? Let's be serious. I mean, at least Marvel know what they're doing. So they'll find a way to fit them in there eventually. But the easiest way would be is with the Infinity Gauntlet. So they can, go back and, just warp reality. Make some shit up. It's a comic book movie. You don't have to... everything don't have to make sense right out the gate, as long as you try to make it make sense. But anyways, guys, that's just been my thoughts on the Infinity War movie. I wanted to make a new commentary video since I haven't made one of these in a while, so I'm gonna try to keep this going. I know I gotta get to the point where I gotta take it as seriously as like the Let's Play stuff that I do, and that I upload every day. But for this, I'm gonna try to push out 2 or 3 commentaries a week at most. I don't want to flood you guys with content and things like that, so we're gonna try to keep it down to maybe like 2 videos during the week, maybe Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, something like that. But if you guys have want to see me upload them at a specific time or a specific schedule or anything like that, Just let me know down in the comments below. My name is Denonu, the man with the biggest and the most blackest privilege on YouTube. I'll see you guys later.